as you all know, I am celebrating 500 plus subscribers this whole month, and it has been really amazing month. I've got so many new subscribers. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. So today's vlog is going to be divided into two parts. That's because today we are having a celebration dinner, and yeah, not much people, just me, my husband and my little one. Just to make it a little more special, today I'm going to divide it into two vlogs. First vlog is going to be on the DIY, and the second vlog is going to be about the food that I'm going to prepare for today's celebration. So please stay with me and watch the entire vlog. So let's get going. So today I'm going to do like really simple dishes which are like really quick to prepare. Not much time, not much hassle, as I don't like to waste much of time in the kitchen. So let me show you what I'm preparing today for the starters. So this is what I'm preparing for my starters. I'm going to prepare chicken momos. Chicken momos are already prepared. I don't need to do anything. Luckily we get all the chicken momos prepared over here. So all you got to do is boil them up and they are ready to go. Then I'm making butter garlic prawns for my starters. Then along with them I'm making sausages. This is because Tian loves sausages. So for her I am making these sausages, nothing much. I'll be just frying them up. And then I am making tandoori mushrooms, that too without the tandoor. So these are the four starters that I'm going to prepare for the day. To begin with, you need a fork and a mushroom. Wash them nicely, and with the help of fork you need to poke it all over the mushroom. This is something that I like to do so that all the marination that I prepare goes deep within the holes, and it's nicely been stuffed with the marination. So due to that, when I bake it in the oven, the top layer of the marination does get a little burnt, but inside marination is nice and tasty, and the entire mushroom is being coated with the marination and it tastes yum. So this is how they are going to look after they have been poked with the help of a fork. So let's begin with the marination. As you all have already seen me poking up the mushrooms. This is yogurt, very important ingredient if you are doing tandoori mushrooms. The more the better. I like my marination always to be extra. So about 4 tablespoons of yogurt, about a teaspoon full of ginger garlic paste, a teaspoon of coriander powder, turmeric powder, is cumin powder, teaspoon of garam masala. It has been easily available in the markets. This gives a little bit extra taste and flavor. So about 2 tablespoons of tandoori masala, some salt. You can use chili powder if you want. I don't use chili powder because my garam masala is already a little spicy, and since my little girl is going to have it, she doesn't like it too spicy. Some oil. This would be about a tablespoon of oil. Some chopped coriander. Very little red color, just so that my mushrooms turn a little red. So time to give it a nice mix. Put on the coat of your marination on the mushrooms and leave them in the freezer or outside the freezer for about an hour. Sometimes when I'm in really hurry, I don't even leave them for an hour, just like half an hour, and I put them in the oven. But the longer the better. So I've started with the mushroom because they will take time to coat nicely. So this is it. Leave it as they are for about an hour. So guys, now it's time to prepare our main course, and for main course I'm going to prepare chicken curry and vegetable rice. So let's begin with the chicken curry. Using like literally a bunch of coriander. Just cut it into two and put it up in the mixer. Next I'm going to use is some cloves, about 12 cloves, about 15 to 20 black pepper, about 6 to 7 cardamom, half teaspoon of cumin, 2 inch of cinnamon, about 1.5 inch of ginger, 6 to 7 garlic, about half of an onion, a teaspoon of turmeric, about a small ball of tamarind. That's it. And now we are going to add some water. Don't use much of water because it is coriander. So some water and time to dry. So guys, this is the paste that I have prepared for my chicken. So this is how it is going to look, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it in a bit. So let's begin with the chicken curry. For the chicken curry, I have already shown you all the paste that I'm going to use. That is this one, the green paste. Very simple. And here is the chicken, which I have marinated with ginger, garlic and some salt. So it gets a little bit of extra flavor in it. So let's begin the cooking. So here I am using about 2 tablespoons of oil, and in that I am adding my onion. I am using about half of onion, not much of onion because I have already used onion in my paste. So this is just for the extra flavor. I'm using some onion. Along with the onion, I am adding another half tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. I use lot of ginger garlic paste. I love ginger garlic paste in my food, especially if I'm cooking a chicken or meat. I use lot of ginger garlic in it. So next we are adding in is our chopped tomatoes. So about 1 small tomato. And let's stir. It is almost half cooked. Now it's time to add our paste. So friends, like how I said, since I'm working, I make a lot of extra paste and I leave it in the freezer along with the containers. So this is what I'm doing. I make always extra paste, and half of the paste I always leave in the freezer for the next time. So this is the fresh paste which I'm using. But if you make extra, or if you think the paste that you have made is little extra, you can remove it on the side and store it in the freezer for the next time. So it will take less of your effort. So friends, this is how the paste is going to look once it is nicely been cooked. Make sure you stir it continuously so that it doesn't get burned. So the color will automatically change to dark green from light green. Now I'm adding a little bit of water. I'm not adding extra water, only whatever is left over on the mixer jar. I'm just using that so that it becomes a little watery. And we have a little bit of gravy or curry with our main course. Make sure you don't add too much of salt because your chicken is already marinated with the salt. So friends, as you can see, the curry is nicely come to a boil. Here you go. You can see it's nicely boiling. And this is it. Nothing much. All you got to do is add your chicken. Mix it nicely. And I also like to add some potatoes, as Steven and Stiana both like to eat potatoes, so I'm going to add a little bit of potatoes in it and coat them nicely. So here you go. Time to check if it is done or no. Here you go. Give me a minute and check the potatoes. Yes, the potatoes are nicely cooked. There you go. So that is it. Chicken curry is ready. So that's very simple. So our main course is almost half ready. Let's start with the vegetable rice and finish the entire main course. So let's begin with the vegetable rice or vegetable pulao, you can call. I mostly prepare pulao because all of us enjoy, so we don't have to prepare separate stuff for each and everyone. So about 3 tablespoons of oil, some black pepper, cumin seeds, about 4 to 5 cardamom seeds, 6 to 8 cloves, and a few cinnamon sticks. I'm gonna put up all the quantity in the description at last, so you can check it out. Ginger garlic paste, some onions, about I'm using here 2 onions. Give it a nice stir. Turn the flame to low so that it nicely gets fried. Here you go. As I've always said, I don't use much of chilies. You can use chilies here if you like chilies. So the next thing that I'm adding in is my tomatoes. It's time to add some veggies. We are very bad at veggies, so we always try a way to add our veggies due to something or the other. So this is the best thing that we do because we can add a lot of veggies in this and everybody enjoys it. So some carrots, I'm using about 2 carrots here. Then some bell peppers, capsicum, I'm using red and yellow here. French beans, make sure you wash them all before you add them in. So here you go, and I will give it a nice stir. I'm adding chicken Maggi cubes here. You can use veg as well. So I'm been adding about 5 Maggi cubes. Here you go, 5 Maggis. A little bit of salt and mix it nicely. So this is like extra flavor for the vegetable rice or pulao. Time to add our rice in it. I'm using about 2 cups of rice. If you want, you can use more, but as per the rice quantity, your amount of water should also increase. and mix it nicely. You are taking about 2 cups of rice, then you need to take about 4 cups of water. So always remember, double the quantity of rice. Here you go. This is how it looks. You can also add a little bit of butter for the flavor if you like. I'm not adding any, but yeah, if you like, you can definitely add some. So here you go. This is how the vegetable rice or pulao looks. You can even add some diced pieces of chicken or prawns or clams or squids, whatever you wish, to give a bit of more flavor, to change it into a chicken rice or a seafood rice. But since I've said I like it as vegetable rice, so this is how it's going to be, nice and plain. Since I've added the water, it's now time to cover and let it cook. So as you can see, it is nicely boiled and the water is starting to reduce. The rice is starting to get cooked. Normally you never put a spoon when it is been preparing, but just to show you guys, I have just put it in. So you can see the rice is almost about to get cooked. So let it close. We have to wait till the entire water is been soaked. So guys, now it's time to check our pulao. So this is how it looks, nice and dry. All you got to do is put a fork and check. The fork should come nice and clean. That means the pulao is nicely been done. Otherwise, when you check, the water will start dripping, and that's when you know that the water hasn't been dried. So here you go. The water has been nicely dried up, so that means pulao is ready. And as you can see, the rice is also nice and fluffy. That's it. Our vegetable pulao or rice is ready. So friends, as you can see, I have made my oven tray ready. I always put a silver foil on the base so that it is very easy to clean up later on. Otherwise the marination all falls on the bottom and then it gets burned and then it becomes really hard to clean it up. So this is the best way and the easiest way to clean once you are done cooking. So here you go, my marination is ready. So this is how it is going to look once it is nicely been marinated. The mushroom nicely becomes nice and soft. They absorb all the marination, and this is how they look. Extra marinade that has been left over, I'm going to nicely coat them up. If you think that you have extra marination left, you can even put paneer or prawns or fish and just leave it alongside, so you have like different varieties along with the mushroom. So it's time to put the mushrooms in the oven. So let's not waste much of time and get them going. I have already preheated the oven. My oven doesn't have like temperature, so I can't tell you the temperature exactly, but I have to keep on checking it every 2 minutes every 5 to 10 minutes if it is ready or no. So this is how it looks. So I'm just turning the temperature to high, and after about 3 minutes I'm going to put it on low so that it cooks nicely from inside as well as outside and it doesn't get burnt. Friends, over here for butter garlic prawns, I have already half boiled the prawns so that it doesn't leave too much of water I've cleaned them completely and half boiled them. And I've also added a little bit of salt. Okay, so time for our butter garlic prawns. I'm adding about 3 tablespoons of oil, 1 full teaspoon of butter. Because it is butter garlic prawns, I'm gonna add more of butter. Make sure you use olive oil in this, as it doesn't say, but it is preferred if you use olive oil because olive oil gives a good flavor. Time to add our garlic, the way it says butter garlic prawns. Here you go. Now let's add our prawns. So this is what I was trying to say. When they leave a lot of water, it takes long time to cook. But when you have already half cooked it, it becomes very easy to just mix it, let it simmer in the sauce of garlic and olive oil for some time, and you're ready to eat it. Time for some salt and some pepper. This is pepper powder, ground black pepper. So depends on the spiciness that you prefer. So here I'm just turning the prawns, making sure they are coated well from both the sides. So here you go, butter garlic prawns is ready. As I've said, I don't like it very watery. I've made it dry. You can make it saucy if you like it that way. So here you go, and time to add some garnish. So you know I love coriander in anything and everything. So some coriander for flavor as well as garnish. You can use parsley if you like, or you can use spring onions as well. So I don't have both in my house right now, so I'm using coriander. Here you go, butter garlic prawns is.
Okay.
So friends, tandoori mushrooms are already done. I'm just going to show you how it looks. Might take off within a minute. So here you go. This is how they look. The color is dark. Once they are cooked, their color automatically changes into dark. So they become nice and dark, nicely cooked. When they cook, they get shrink. And as you can see, all the sauce that I was talking about has come to the base. So this is why I use the silver foil. So if I want the sauce, I can use it on top of it. If I don't want it, just take off the foil and throw it out, and not much of a hassle. So this is how I like my cooking. Nice, simple, easy, without any stress. So friends, as you know, our main course is ready. Our half of the starters are ready. So now the last two starters, which are the easiest one, they are like in self these main starters without using any of the ingredients. All you need is sausages, which I had shown you all earlier. I have just cut them up into 3 pieces. That's it. And the momos are itself ready. So here I have kept a pan, and in this I have left water to boil, where I'm gonna add my chicken momos. So let's add some oil here. Here you go. So here you go friends, as you can see it has almost come to an boil. So let's add the chicken momos. You can either use it in boiled water, or you can just steam it the way you like it. I feel this is the easiest one. Just put them on and they are cooked, and once they are cooked they slightly come on top, and that is when you know that it is completely cooked. And then all you got to do is just take it off from the flame, strain it and eat it. What to do is add a little bit of salt. That's it. And let's cover it and let it cook. Now time for the sausages. Here you go. You will leave it here and let it cook. This is it, guys. These are my 4 starters. Very simple, very easy. When you serve it, it will look like, oh my god, she must have spent so much of time in the kitchen. But trust me, it doesn't. If everything is ready, like if you have frozen vegetables already ready in your freezer, you can use them. If you have the paste ready, you can directly use it. But if you do everything from scratch like how I did, then it takes a little bit of time, and it is a little bit of time consuming. Other than that, it is as simple as this. So friends, as you can see, the momos have slightly come on top. That means they are done. So when they are done, they kind of start floating on top. So here you go. Easiest way and one ingredient recipe. Starters are ready. That is your chicken momos, and here you go. Your chicken sausages are also ready. I don't like it very crispy, so there you go. I have started learning within no time. So let's begin with the drink. Here I am adding about 1 tablespoon of sugar, maybe 1 and a little bit. And then I'm going to use some salt, maybe about half teaspoon or quarter teaspoon. Some lemon juice, which I've already removed. Some sliced ginger, since I said refreshing drink, and full of vitamin C as well. Some crushed strawberries, mix it nicely. Here you go. Some fresh mint. I have mint in my house, so that's a very good thing. I don't need to go out searching for mint. I just remove a few leaves and use it. And trust me, if you have mint in your house, that's a very good thing, because homemade mints are very refreshing. Just gonna wash it and put it in that. I'm not even cutting them up, just gonna put them just the way they are. So here I'm adding some water. So I need about 2 glasses of drink. So this is the best thing, because I can make as many quantity as I want. So ice cubes, a little more maybe, and give it a nice stir so the drink will get nicely refreshed, cool. It has the freshness of mint, lemon, the sweetness of sugar as well as strawberries, nice color of strawberries, red, and it's on the healthier side along with the ginger. I know last time when I did healthy drinks, a few of them suggested me saying, why don't you do cocktails instead of mocktails. That's because my mocktails, Stian also drinks sometimes, and Steven also drinks. So I don't do much of cocktails, but if you want to add some amount of alcohol in it, feel free, just add some alcohol and enjoy. So here you go. This is my today's version of refreshing strawberry mocktail. So as you know, I use gin glasses for every mocktail that I do. So yeah, even for this one I'm going to do that, and just to drop off the excess salt. Sliced strawberries on it, though it's not much seen, but if you see it from top you can definitely see it there. And leave it either in front or back, choice is yours. Only thing, it needs to look good. These are the gulab jamuns that I picked, ready-made ones, 30% less sugar. So this is kind of interesting. Back home we get like fresh every time we go to the shops, but here we get everything ready-made. So yeah, in a way we are lucky, and in a way this is something that makes our difficult life easy. So this is it, guys. The vlog is not yet over. Continue with the dinner. So please stay with us.
Okay, I know it's almost about to finish, but there's a little surprise for Diana for hitting 600 plus. So, it's not that heavy, but that's for you.
Thank you.
Any guesses?
No. If I guess, it will not be a surprise anymore. So yeah, let me open this one.
Okay, I brought the cutter as well for you.
Thank you, Steven.
Just careful with that.
Oh. Unfortunately, Skane is fast asleep. She had her meal and she's already fast asleep, so I cannot get her here, though I wanted her to be in this vlog, but she's not here. But nevertheless, in coming vlogs, maybe she'll be a part of a vlog. Thank you.
What is it?
I'm gonna show you. I don't want to break it up. With the pot, so sorry. So here you go, guys. This is how it looks. It's come along with the pot and looks so real. So this is artificial plant. This is orchid. Looks very beautiful as a table piece or a centerpiece. Do I love all this stuff, like table piece and centerpieces. So yeah, thank you so much, Steven. Thank you. And this is very, very beautiful. It's come with a stand, so I can keep it anywhere.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah, I like this type of stuff because these plants don't die. So yeah, things that don't die, it's good. So yeah, so guys, yeah, another surprise before ending the vlog. So hopefully I've shown you all everything, whatever I have done. So yeah, since Steven has worked really hard in doing the DIY of the table, I intend to enjoy the dinner with him and make it a memorable memory, one more in the list for us. So yes, please do subscribe to our channel and please keep loving us and please support us, and we will see you very very soon in our next vlog. Next vlog is going to be very very special as I'm going to announce the winners, so make sure you have subscribed, commented and liked and followed me up on my Insta, which I'm gonna share below, so you can check it out. If you haven't done it, please do it. Please take part. All the best to you guys, and fingers crossed, may the best one win. So guys, take care, love you, and be safe, be happy, and always keep smiling just like me. Ta-da!